Hey, how's it going? I want to complete as much of RuneScape as humanly possible, so 200 mil all, Grandmaster Combat achievements, the collection log, and a whole lot more from scratch. For this video I'll be competing in leagues, getting myself a new dragon trophy for my main game POH, unlocking new animations and getting some cosmetic kits, and walking away at the end with 11 new pets. The only league I've had access to on my completionist account so far is the previous Trailblazer Reloaded, where I locked in the Dragon Trophy pretty quickly and got myself 4 pets, being the Beaver, the Soul Wars pet, Baby Mole, and the Kraken. I did also get top page whilst pet hunting on the high scores for Smoke Devil, Cerberus, and the Inferno. Now, this video was meant to come out about 2 or 3 weeks ago, but I've unfortunately been very sick. So now that Leagues is completely over, I'll just share the big highlights and a quick rundown of the relics and how I got all of my pet hunting gear. The first relic choice was between skilling tools and I went with the harpoon. You can AFK fishing spots and all of the food gets sent to the bank. And it also means I could just leave my character logged in for 25 minutes at a time at Karambwans and passively go for the Heron Pat later on. For my second relic, I chose Dodgy Deals. It auto thieves for me and will pickpocket all similar NPCs in the area, meaning I could steal 7 to 10 clues at once from ham members. And also, because clues stack in leagues, this became an incredible strat to complete clue and collection log tasks, whilst also earning solid starter loot. In most leagues, including this one, it's best to focus on just one combat style, and I chose ranged. The first tier passively saves 95% of arrows and runes, which was incredible. And these masteries unlock through challenges from reaching 100 combat to defeating Zuk and some of the upcoming Echo bosses. After I unlocked that combat mastery, I then unlocked the third relic. These are all teleport relics, which all had their strengths and weaknesses, but it was still kind of a no-brainer to go for the clue compass. It lets you teleport to any stash unit in the game, but it also teleports you to your current clue location, which was quite convenient timing for sure with all of those easy clues I just got. And I also unlocked my first region choice, which was the desert. And I'll be camping TOA later on for all of my gear, plus it has some easy starting tasks. Relic number 4 was a fun one. I went with Reloaded, which lets me pick another relic from a previous tier. I went with Friendly Forager, which gives me passive herbs anytime I'm woodcutting, mining, or fishing. So double this up with that harpoon and the 25-minute AFK Karambwans, and I basically had unlimited herbs, which is really ideal actually because of the upcoming region picks, which will be the Wilderness and Fremennik. I'll only have access to a single herb patch with these regions and no allotment patches, so I kinda just need all the help I could get with farming herbal ore supplies. For the tier 5 relic, I went with Slayer Master. It means I'm always on task for any monster, which in the Wilderness means I get an increased chance at those Revenant weapons, and I get extra chances at the Zuk and Jad pets. Plus I'll be getting some Brimstone keys from anything I'm killing, which will help a lot with the resource side of things as well. I think in a future league, I'm going to have to choose some form of clue scroll relic that'll help me grind out the Bloodhound pet much faster. But I figured with my region choices this time round, Slayer was probably the better pick. After some combat training and small gear upgrades, I unlocked the 6th combat mastery from Jad, Scurious, and some other minor challenges. So I figured it was probably time to start taking on the new Echo bosses. They're basically harder versions of existing bosses, but to unlock them you needed to get an Echo Orb from the normal variant first. However, Jagex kinda messed up. I decided to go to KQ first because the Echo version drops a League's exclusive Drygore Blowpipe, which, as someone who took ranged, is basically my best in slot until T-Bow. The only problem is, they didn't correctly add the Echo Orb drop to the boss. Myself and a bunch of people who were on the top page for KQ were all pretty sure that there was a glitch as none of us had received it. So we decided to put in a bug report and we waited for it to be fixed. In the downtime, I knocked out some other tasks and unlocked the tier 6 relic. I chose Banker's Note. You're able to note and unnote anything in your inventory, which makes PVM super chill. Rune crafting actually fun to do, and it means that I'm able to do a bunch of skilling passively for points, giving me more time to pet hunt. At this stage, KQ still wasn't fixed, so I went to try a different Echo boss, being KBD, and I think all of the Echo bosses had much higher stats and HP, but they also came with a bunch of new mechanics, and for KBD, it just spawns extra KBDs and spits venom everywhere and turns your prey off like Volcath. It wasn't too bad though. It did take me a little while to realize that I could stand next to the KBD clones and there would be a bomb attack from the middle one that would damage them. So once I learned that, the kills became much quicker. But it's not like it mattered too much because I did manage to spoon both drops from the boss in just 6 KC. The Thousand Dragon Ward and the Thunder Kopesh. And both of these items look incredible, and I wish they provided some like cosmetic kits for these in the main game. The Thunder Kopesh has an insane special attack and had like an area of effect that just rained down lightning strikes on everything nearby. And the ward made me immune to venom and dragon fire, and it just had some incredible stats for strength and defense. Later on in the day, the Desert Echo Orb was fixed, and so 80 kills later I finally obtained it and tried out the Echo variant of KQ. Out of all 3 of the Echo bosses I tried, I'd say this was the most fun, and I especially liked the second phase. With the combat masteries, I did max out the ranged path already, but there's still some extra challenges to put points into other combat paths, so I decided to put the next few into melee to make use of that Thunder Kopesh for special attacks. And whilst I did get lucky on that Kopesh and the ward, the same can't be said for literally every single other gear drop that I went for in this league. Even simple drops like the Humble Rune Crossbow I went at least 2 times dry for. And I also got the Dryagor on 2 times the rate too, but luckily I think there seemed to be some kind of dry prevention for the Echo boss drops. Now, to give you an idea of how fast the league's progression is and where I am at the moment, this is actually day 3 and I was heading into the Inferno. I was a little overconfident though. I'm not exactly great at Inferno and I hadn't slept a whole lot. So when I got to Zuk, I just made the decision to out DPS his healers, which went about as well as you could expect. So I decided to use my brain, I took a break, I got some sleep and locked in for the next day and got it. Probably should have done that to begin with, but I learnt my lesson. After that, I ran around completing a bunch more miscellaneous tasks and unlocked the tier 7 relic, and for this I chose the Arcane Grimoire. It gives me access to all spellbooks and unlocks all prayers like Rigor and Augury. So it was a nice quality of life and decent DPS increase for the upcoming boss pet grinds. It was also great timing as I could use this little buff for my last combat mastery, and I could also get some big gear upgrades from the final Echo boss being the DKs. These mechanics were basically a massively boosted shared HP pool, so you couldn't just kill one and then pray against the other remaining kings. Plus the spinner lips would throw venom all over the arena. For the final mastery point, I put it into Mage because the 4th melee mastery wasn't very interesting and it could help me train my magic level up a little bit. And of course the DKs dropped a unique amulet and ring which were basically best in slot for every style. And I feel like almost everyone picked Fremennik just for these upgrades too. The stats on the items were just too good not to. I used up all of the bones from DKs for some quick prayer levels and headed over to raids for the next big upgrade being the T-bow. I started off with a 540 invocation, but in leagues there are actually extra invocations that can boost the level even further than normal. There wasn't any clear information at this point on what level raid you had to do for guaranteed purples, so I sent some level 700s with a clanmate who had been grinding the league hard too. Whenever I wasn't raiding, I was task farming, and I very quickly knocked out the tier 8 relic and locked in Last Stand. It's basically a revive that's on a cooldown and it boosts all of your stats all the way to 255, but then drains back down. So it has some utility for increased DPS and it makes PvM even more laid back. But the main reason I chose this is because I wasn't sure how many raggers there would be when I was pet farming in the wilderness. So if a PK ever did get on me, they wouldn't be able to actually kill me. Looking back on the league now though, this is really the only one that I kind of regret, and I sort of wish I went with Guardian instead, which was basically like a super thrall. I never really popped Last Stand as often as I really liked to. Anyway, as you can see in the background, the next few days were a big mix of raids, combat training, and knocking out tons of tasks for points. If you've never played Leagues, you may be wondering why I'm trying to get a T-bow from TOA, and so for this league, Jagex made it so that you can get any of the mega rare weapons from any raid, which was a fantastic change, and I hope that they carry that on for future leagues. Also, like I said before, I went dry on almost every single piece of gear, and so here I am at purple number 43, going for the mega rare. Oh my god, I finally got it! I finally got it. Thank you. Give me. Goodbye. Alright, use mega rare voucher on the sage. The sage takes your voucher and hands you a twisted bow. Alright, do I get the task for equipping a T-bow? No. Alright, I need another mega rare voucher so I can get a shadow then. And a scythe. So, another 80 raids to go. After finally unlocking the T-bow and getting my build online, it meant that I could start farming pets and finishing off point farming for the dragon trophy. The first place I wanted to test the T-bow was Chaos Elemental. I figured it would be super quick kill count and it was kind of AFK. I was literally just eating my dinner watching this thing obliterate the purple cloud. I just got it. I was eating. I just finished eating. I got the pet. I got the Chaos Ellie. Run away. There he is. I got him. I knew I'd get it whilst I was eating dinner. God damn it. Hell yeah. I then knocked out a bunch of tasks that are much easier with the T-bow, including the Jad challenges, and I also did a bunch of fire cave runs for pet gambles, but I was not lucky. For the next couple of weeks, I was mopping up tons of tasks and unlocking more drops. So, Revenants for the wilderness weapons, Imbued Heart whilst grinding out Slayer, knocking out more 99s on the maxing grind through skilling, and finishing up the Inferno combat achievements and kill count tasks. And, of course, teaching raids to my Saints clan and just jumping in to help the gamers out. You know, Leagues is such a great way to learn PvM with all of the benefits that you unlock, and it's such a nice way to meet people and organize teams even after Leagues ends. You did survive, hell yeah. Did you get a purple? Hopefully everyone gets something nice. Light bearer.
My third light bearer.
Gordon, you got the pet, GHB. GHB got the pet. Holy crap.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Well then.
That's a nice 200 pointer. Hell freaking yeah, man. Look at that guy. Yeah, come on, give us a freaking mega rare, man.
Mega rare, yeah.
To somebody, anybody.
We died, so we get a T-bow. That's how it works.
Oh no way.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta do something. Yes, Ben. Yes.
There it is.
Fuck. Oh my god.
Nice. Hell yeah. Sick.
I'm so.
I got another one as well.
Wow.
Gimme. Okay, all right.
You have 2 or 3 now.
I got two. So yeah, I got that second mega rare token, which got me a shadow and another 400 league points. There was also a bunch more tokens for the clan, and I may show a couple more clips later, but again, at this stage, it's just grinding out tasks upon tasks to race towards that dragon trophy. The best bits that happened around this time was unlocking the forestry transmogs for the beaver pet, which I unlocked last league, so the golden pheasant egg, and shortly after that, the fox whistle. The transmogs do now carry over, so I was really happy to get these unlocked. But yeah, it's kind of hard to judge which clips to show. I mean, there's so many great moments and big drops, but the league's progression is so fast that a lot of it is kind of irrelevant in a way. So if you have any questions on specific drops or what I did for certain supplies, then leave a comment with your question and I'd be happy to let you know. The plan at this stage though was just to sprint towards 60,000 league points, which would guarantee the dragon trophy. I did end up maxing, which is a big part of leagues. You get so many points for skilling and raising your total level. Plus, most of the skills are super quick. You get like a few million XP per hour in most skills, so they're really quick to knock out. With all of the duplicate raid drops, I ended up just alking them. It feels really weird to do that, but it's not like I could sell them and they'll be deleted at the end anyway, so turning them into pure cash is the best way to get use out of them. Whilst most of my AFK time was spent fishing Karambwans, I did sometimes switch it up, and so I'd go to KBD and throw some darts. I'd basically take no damage with 1000 Dragon Ward, and after 300 kills, I got the pet. And so that's 2 pets so far, and I'm still grinding out that Dragon Trophy. I was here hoping that I'd get the Visage whilst killing KBD, but it just means that I now have more time for other pet grinds instead. One of which being the Inferno. But what's kind of tricky with League pet hunting is that I'm probably going to have to do Inferno every League anyway. So I decided this time not to camp it and just go for the kill count tasks and trade in the capes. Okay, good luck me. 15 capes. You will not get your cape back. I accept. Oh, unlucky. Oh, it's so painful. It's so painful. I haven't got lucky on anything in this league. Nothing. Well, besides the KBD pet. Well, KBD is literally the only place I've gone lucky. Please. 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 Last chance. Unlucky. Okay, alright. I mean, I'm going to be doing Inferno every single leagues, so there will be more chances. So yeah, no Zuk pet this time round, but that's perfectly fine. There will be plenty of chances in the future. Also, you know the score by now. I'm at like 55k points around this time, so I made a mad dash clearing out some big point tasks. I ended up getting like 600 points from just Duke alone because of kill count milestones, combat achievements, and beating the Awakened version. I also figured I would go finish up the kill count tasks at the Wildy bosses, and at the same time build myself the Void Waker, get all of the rings and the Rev weapon upgrades. So here's some nice clips from Callisto. No way, man. I get the cub before I get the Void Waker piece? Oh man, I can't believe I got that pet before the Void Waker piece and the ring. Maybe all of my RNG this league is tied up in pets. Hopefully that turns out to be the case. I wasn't looking forward to grinding this one out, I'll be honest. I do like Venonautis. Venonautis is like really quite AFK. And I really do enjoy the Vetion fight for some reason. But this one, not so much. So I'm very happy to spoon the pet on this one for sure. Shortly after getting the cub, I did get the ring and the Void Waker piece I was looking for too, so that just skyrocketed my points, and I was getting so close to that Dragon Trophy. I knocked out a couple of skilling tasks and then barraged some zombies for some quick magic XP, which then locked in all of the points that I needed. In the old previous leagues, they required you to be in the top 1% of gamers on the high scores, but Jagex changed it to a set point requirement. And one big mistake that I did last year was carry on grinding points instead of pets. The high scores get deleted anyway, so as long as I have a Dragon Trophy, I just don't really care about ranks. So from here on out, I'm literally just grinding out pets. I had a set list of pets that I could AFK and a bunch that I would go for when I was actively playing. And one of the AFK ones was the Heron pet, because like I said, I could just click the spot once and walk away from my computer for 25 minutes. And then get myself a bunch of food and herblore supplies. So this plan worked out incredibly. I'm not recording. Oh, now I am. Now I'm recording. I think I just got that in time. Oh my god. Yeah, there we go. I was gonna try and get to 200 million fishing because you get a boost for the skilling pet chance after 200 mil. But I got it early, so I guess I'm gonna have to find something else to AFK now. Nice one. I also kept returning to TOA. I still need the pet from here, and my fiancée Tara still needed some help getting a T-bow so that she could make progress for her Dragon Trophy as well. So this was like knocking out 2 birds with 1 stone. Shortly after that, I went to the gem stores by Inferno, and with dodgy deals, you can keep thieving the stall constantly. So the XP rates for this with our banker's note was like 12 to 14 mil XP an hour. And if you didn't know, skilling pet chances, even in the main game, get a drop rate multiplier after 200 mil XP. So I then went to Draenor and the Seed Stall, which has the best drop rate for the Rocky pet. And shortly after setting it all up so the gods wouldn't catch me, I got the pet. Hey, that did not take long at all. That did not take long at all. I knew it wouldn't. It was like a 1 in 2.4k chance, something like that. Something like that. 1 in 2.4k, 1 in 2.5k. I kind of got lucky on this, but I guess I stole from a whole bunch of gem stores for 200 mil XP as well, so yeah, there's the next skill and pet. Now I'm going to find something else to AFK. I think maybe Venenatis or something? I don't know. Let's find out. Okay, so my favorite with the Rocky, instead of having a raccoon, I feed him a red berry, it turns into a red panda instead, which I much prefer. I like this one. And like I said, the next pet I decided to go for was Venenatis. The T-Bow absolutely shredded here. And I did skip over the combat masteries, and so for those who didn't play, essentially the speed of the ranged weapons is increased dramatically. I never miss a shot, and every other hit heals me. The League is just so much fun, and next time it's on, you should for sure try it if you haven't before. Anyway, in this clip, I've literally just logged in and gone to start another trip. No way, man. I just come back. 1 kill into the trip and I get it. I just came back. Okay. Okay. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Nice. I just came back. I was having lunch. I came back. I did 1 kill. I got the pet. I guess Vetion next? Vetion was in fact not next. I changed my mind literally 5 minutes after that clip and decided to go to Scorpio instead. I did end up going quite dry for this one, and if you look in the chat box, you'll see I've killed it thousands of times. But I'm also getting like 240 kills an hour on average, so it's still kind of fast as hell to get. And before this league even started, I was planning my build and my route for a couple of hours every day, and so to see it come into fruition and being rewarded for it is great. Finally, 4,751. We're like double the rate. Am I recording? I am recording. Good. I always have to check. I was sort of ready for that one. You might notice every time I get a pet, I'm just like panicking to find my microphone, but there we go. There's the other one. I did say I was going to go to Vetion, but I decided to go Scorpio next because it's really fast kills. As you can see here, 225 kills an hour. And yeah, I think I am actually going to go to Vetion now, I think. Let's go. And just like before, Vetion was in fact not next. Instead, I did a bunch of fire cave runs and traded in some capes, but I did not get lucky whatsoever. So I went down to the Varrock sewers and became a rat exterminator with Scurrius. I figured it was a pet that I could hunt and also get some extra league points out of because I could trade in the spine drops for combat XP lamps, which were also boosted. And so this was one of the longer pet grinds just because I had to wait out the death animation and the respawn. With most of the other bosses in the game, they'd respawn instantly, but not this guy. Oh my god, finally! Finally! Jesus, 4,300. Thank you. I'm out of here. 4,323. Oh my god. 80 kills an hour. That was not fun. During this time, I was working on some other video plans and I needed to AFK for a bit. So I decided to send some more fire cave runs. It's practically 10 minutes of AFK. I just put on the blowpipe until the mages come out, and then I put on the twisted bow, making sure to drink a prayer pot every now and then. Oh my god! Is that... where is it? Where is it? Okay, so I got the Jad pet from like actually doing Jad instead of handing in the fire capes, because I'm technically always on task because of that Slayer relic that I have. I thought maybe it was bugged for the Jad and the Zuk pet, but no, it's not. So I am actually dry on the Zuk pet after all, so maybe I will try and do some Inferno, but I gotta go back and get the Vetion and the Corp pet from Wildy so that I can complete that entire region. So I think as many times as I said I'm gonna go back to Vetion, I think I'm actually gonna go back to Vetion now. Oh, also I could change this guy into the Inferno Jad because I did the 6 Jad challenge. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like that. And I did actually end up going to Vetion this time. The main reason I picked the Wilderness is because I haven't tried out these new versions of the bosses. I've killed them in the past on the old Max Inferno account, but that was when they would roam the Wilderness and they had all of those like really weird glitch tile setups, which I never really enjoyed at all. And I can't really explain why, but I really enjoy the Vetion fight, so I'm really looking forward to doing this in the main game properly. Oh my god, thank you. Thank you. Oh, that is karma. I don't think I recorded what happened before. Let me get out of here. Get me out. That's karma. Thank you. Okay, you may notice that I'm skulled and you may be wondering what I meant because I don't think I recorded it. We're getting to the end of leagues now and everybody thinks they're amazing and they're just coming in to try and PK. I guess they're just bored or something. So I end up just freezing people. Everybody's got the Kopesh and that's all they bring. So I just barrage them and then I just throw darts at them. They die and then they just come back and they mess around and rag me. So I just hopped worlds this time. I went in, first kill, get the pet. Hell yeah. So that means I've gotten every pet from the Wilderness, except Corp. Technically, Corp isn't in a PvP zone, but the entrance to get there is in the Wilderness. So if Jagex decides to lock off content per region, this is the last one that I need to get. I did kill Corp quite a fair bit, but despite how great my ranged build is, it's just not the best setup at all for Corp. Maybe if I had a ZCB and a spec attack relic, or maybe a melee build with a Kopesh and a spec attack relic, this would be better. But the kills per hour were just not great at all, and this is a 1 in 5k chance. So I made the decision not to continue with it. I'll have to come back to the Wilderness in a future league with a different build for Corp, and who knows, maybe far in the future there might be new pets to hunt in the Wilderness too. And there was only roughly a week left of the league, and I was trying to figure out a good place to utilize the ranged builds, and I figured DKs would be a good spot as I'd be hunting 3 pets at once. I was getting hundreds of kills an hour here, to the point that the boss tracking plugin broke on me. I probably would have ended up getting more kills here, but unfortunately, I got really sick, which is why this video was delayed. Even when I started to feel better, it completely messed up my sleep a ton and I just felt rough. But my goal for the league was 10 pets, and I had a bunch of people doubting me at the very beginning, so I really wanted to lock in an extra just out of pure pettiness. So after a few hundred more kills, I got the Supreme pet. I'd play the reaction like the rest, but I sound like an absolute ghoul. I did try to go for the Hail Mary and go for the dozen, but time was ticking down fast as well as my health, so I just decided to get some much needed rest. I did, however, make sure to record my bank, so if you're curious on some of the clue loot or some of the supplies I got, here you go. Overall, I really enjoyed the League. Maybe next time it could be released on schedule without the Jagex launcher having problems, and hopefully they don't make drops impossible to get next time. But those are really the only complaints that I have, and they were fixed like fairly quickly. There's also a bunch of League's content creators that are really incredible at giving out info like Skritic and Double Shine, so shout out to those guys. The League's Discord is really great too. I personally wouldn't recommend using the general chat like anywhere near or during launch though, as it's worse than Wintertop chat. Overall though, I did end up with 11 new pets this time round for a total of 15. It's going to get harder and harder to beat that score with each league, but I have some ideas on how I can go for the dozen next time, assuming that the upcoming leagues follow the Trailblazer Raging Echoes formula. Anyway, time to log into the main game. I claimed the Dragon Trophy straight away and then spent all of my points on a whole bunch of new animation overrides and cosmetic kits, including the Virtus set, which looks alright. But the best new set I got was the Graceful Recolor. In fact, I liked it so much that I decided to put the Varlamore set into the wardrobe, bringing up the completion rate of that to 49 out of 86. I then put down a Trailblazer rug in the trophy room, one in the Nexus room along with some new curtains, and a recolor for the Portal Nexus and Spirit Tree. I'll be honest, the Spirit Tree doesn't look great, but it's certainly unique. I also chucked a banner into that banner stand, and I thought this would store all of the League banners, but apparently it's just one at a time. And that's Leagues done. I did also make some main game progress during this whole process, but I figure it's probably best to leave that for the next video. And before I talk about that, I just want to give a huge thank you to all of the new and existing channel members. Henrik the Epic and Misks at the supporter tier, Daniel at the patron tier, and a big thank you to my benefactors, Casp and I Am Chomp. I'd also like to thank Mandrew73 for the super chat last month. I really appreciate all of the support, and I'm going to get a ton of content out this year for you guys, assuming I don't get sick again. Speaking of which, the next completionist video should be on screen now, where I'll be getting 99 rune crafting and making a ton of money. If it's not ready just yet, I'll put the completionist playlist up instead.